Call this meeting to order of the Blackhawk County Board of Supervisors for August 23rd, 2022. Roll call, Mr. Beater.
Leyland,
Here.
Little, Schwartz,
Here.
Jelka,
Here.
White.
Here, have a moment of silence to reflect on our actions of the day. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next is the agenda received as proposed or as amended. We're deleting number 9E for now. We don't have all the information we need to continue discussion on that.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Public comments. Anybody from the public like to make any comments about anything other than what's on the agenda? Anyone online? Hearing none. Claims and payments. Mr. Perry.
This week's expenditures total $300,592.88, of which Sheriff's Department makes up $19,667, Secondary Roads $93,379, Health Department $13,182, and finally IT $29,050. Everything is normal.
Thank you, Mr. Perry.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Did you want something, Chris? Was that you?
No, I was just also seconding.
Oh, okay, thank you. This is a resolution. Please answer as your name is called.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Jelka,
Yes.
White.
Yes, resolution adopted. Next is receive project updates from department heads and elected officials. Morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Board. Kathy Nicholas, County Engineer. I want to give you a brief update on the Grundy Road open house. Last week I had suggested we would like to hold an open house. You were in concurrence with that. We have a better timeline now. It sounds like the project will be nearly complete by the end of this week. Gary Mauer and I, the Grundy County Engineer, we're asking both of our boards for an option of either September 7th or September 8th. So I'll be emailing you. You can think about that. I'll be emailing you. That would be the week of Labor Day, that Wednesday and Thursday after Labor Day. We'll see what Grundy County proposes, and then I will get an opinion from you. It will most likely be held at the church there in the parking lot on Grundy Road. And then lastly, paving should be finishing up this week on Eagle Road, and that will conclude our paving for this construction season. Can I answer any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other department heads or elected officials? Hearing none, minutes approved for August 16th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Next, we have hearings coming up at 9:05 and 9:07 on two different subjects. We'll get back to them as soon as we finish the rest of the agenda. Next is consent agenda resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on any of the items? Hearing none, this is a resolution. Please answer as your name is called.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Jelka,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
White.
Yes, resolution adopted. Next is contracts and agreements. This resolution that the amendment to strike item 7, state will protect and hold harmless CSS and county from liability arising from any actions, errors, or omissions of the state providing services to CSS and county clients. CSS and county will hold state harmless from any liability arising from any actions, errors, or omissions of CSS and county clients within the agreement between Blackhawk County Social Services and the State of Iowa Judicial Branch for reimbursement to the Judicial Hospitalization Referee for services to be approved and direct the chair to sign for same.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion?
You reviewed this information, right, Mike?
Yeah, what happened here was the Department of Labor made a ruling that this portion of that agreement was not allowable. and therefore we have to eliminate it.
Thank you, Michael. Any further questions? This resolution, please answer as your name is called.
Jelka,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. Next is other business. This is a resolution that the Board of Supervisors authorizes the establishment of a special revenue fund known as Fund 166, Local Government Opioid Abatement Fund, effective immediately as recommended by James Perry, Director of Finance.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion. James, want to comment?
Yeah, I can comment on this. So we recently received $89,417 from the opioid abatement fund, or the settlement that we received. Setting up the special revenue fund really just separates those dollars, very similar to the ARP fund that we had set up. So it's just a funding mechanism for internal.
And then, Mike, I think you responded to us as far as following up with it at a later date.
Yep, there's going to be other payments in the future. I believe this is just our year one payment, and these funds must be used for a certain opioid abatement or educational type or treatment services. So there's going to be some more research that's being done on what specific services are allowed. The Attorney General has some information out, and there are other sources of that information. The bottom line is it's got to be used for opioid abatements purposes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Any further questions? Hearing none, this resolution, please answer as your name is called.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Jelka,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. Next, the resolution to approve the release of classification and compensation study RFP as recommended by Amanda Fessenmeyer, Human Resource Director.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, this is a resolution. Please answer your name is called.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Jelka,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. Next, we have a 9:05 hearing. It is now 9:08 on the proposed ordinance number 77-269, Artemico rezone. This motion to receive and place on file proof of publication of notice of public hearing.
Did you get a motion?
Not yet.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Next is a motion to waive the first reading of, as the notice was published on August 15, 2022 in the Waterloo Courier in accordance with requirements of Code of Iowa, and publication was approved on a request submitted by Robert Artemico at east of 5117 East Mount Vernon Road to rezone 2 acres from A Agricultural District to AR Agricultural Residential District to construct a new single-family home.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Next, a motion to close the hearing after oral or written comments are received and placed on file.
So moved.
Second?
You're up.
Okay, all right. This is a request to rezone 2.0 acres from agricultural district to AR agricultural residential district to construct a new single-family home. Location is east of 5117 East Mount Vernon Road, Artemico rezone. It was moved by AG and seconded by Grundy to deny the request by Robert Artemico to rezone 2.0 acres from agricultural district to AR agricultural residential district in order to construct a new single-family home at east of 5117 East Mount Vernon Road. The request to deny was unanimous. The one parcel containing the 2.0 acres for the proposed rezone area has been zoned A agricultural district since the adoption zoning ordinance in 1982. Surrounding area consists of agricultural lands with some rural homes in the zoned agricultural district to the north, south, east, and west. The rezone is designated as agricultural on the future land use map, a component of the Black Hawk Comprehensive Land Use Plan. The surrounding area is designated as agricultural to the north, south, east, and west. None of the rezoned areas located in a special flood hazard area. The site had a land evaluation score of 99 and at least a score of 276, indicating high agricultural value. The property main parcel has at least a score of 276, which is considered high agricultural value site. Zoning ordinance that notes that land classified as having high agricultural value should be strongly discouraged for development in almost every case. Also states that in general, these sites are reserved for agricultural activities and protected from urban development or urban use encroachment. However, the ordinance also states that under very unique circumstances are these sites to be developed and only after compelling evidence is provided. Zoning ordinance does list several criteria that could be considered unique and compelling evidence. Area has not been in row crop production or conservation reserve for the last 15 years. Area is not conducive to production by reason of parcel size or shape. Area is in compliance with surrounding uses by reason of similar adjacent uses. Meeting any one of these criteria should not constitute approval, as each request will be reviewed and evaluated based on its individual circumstances. Land is currently being used as pasture for the applicant's horses. The proposed area for the rezone and minor plat area does have a odd shape due to the existing configuration of the lot for 5117 East Mount Vernon Road. The Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously denied the request at their July 19th, 2022 meeting. The proposed rezone area is not located in the Waterloo Airport Land Use and Height Overlay Review Area. Ryan Brennan with the Blackhawk County Engineering Department noted that the shape and of the parcel is problematic, and it could and will make it hard for persons to know exactly where the property lines are if the land is sold off in the future. In addition, Brennan noted the high leases score for the site as well. And that's the report.
Thank you, Seth.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Is Mr. Artemenko here?
Yes, yes.
Would you like to speak on behalf?
My brother passed away last year, and he left me the farmland on both sides of the road. I didn't feel it was right that I didn't split it up between my sister and my other brother, so I ended up selling off the land, splitting it in thirds. And I didn't realize that you had to have so many acres to build, because I was going to keep that place to build a house for my nephew. And all the people that was sent the letter, there's 8 people that the letter was sent to, and 7 of them says it's fine for me to build. And there's one guy, Rick Kaiser, that's here today, and he doesn't want me to build there. And if I would have knew this kind of hindsight, I would have built before I sold the land. And I wanted to build a house for my nephew, because my nephew moved out here after my brother passed away to take care of me. And I sure hope I can build a home there for him. And it is oddly shaped, and it's not hurting anybody's land, you know. Beside it, the land that I sold to Rick Kaiser, it's not hurting his land at all. It's not hurting none of my neighbor's land. I just wanted to build a house for my nephew. And that's all I can say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Kaiser, you got any comments? Can you show us where you live, sir, please, up on the map?
Where I live?
Yeah.
I don't live around there. I bought the farmland.
Oh,
around
okay.
it.
All right.
There's 100 acres on both sides of the property,
Okay.
is what I did. So I guess, my name's Rick Kaiser. I live on 6715 Dubuque Road in Raymond, Iowa. I own K&M Service. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is. It's a truck repair facility up here in Waterloo. So what I do is I buy farmland, and I farm farmland, and I rent it out to people, is what I do. I mean, I do invest in it. That's what I do. I try to get my money back on it. I grew up as a farm kid with my grandpa, and I farmed 100 acres, and he ended up passing away, and we lost all the farmland. How I know Bob? Bob's a great person. Bob brought me a truck that he wanted me to make it into a septic truck. So I did it. I have no problems with Bob. Bob's a great person. He sold the company, and he was working for the other company and brought the truck into me, and it had problems, and I fixed it for him. And Bob said something to me. He said, hey, I got some farmland I'm going to sell. So I made him an offer, so Bob ended up selling it to me. So I bought it from Bob, his brother in California, and his sister. I bought it from 3 people is what I did. But there was this 4 acres. Bob told me he wanted to keep it so he had pasture for his horses. That's what he told me his whole intention was. So I agreed to let him keep that 4 acres is what I did. I took that guy's word is what I did. But Bob also told me that his long-range plan was he was going to sell this farmland. He was going to move to California and be by his brother. So that's what he kind of told me what he was going to do in life. I have a problem with him. Yeah, he's going to sell this to or his nephew or whatever, but we don't know what's really going to happen. The farmland you can see is 99 CSR. It's really good farmland. I mean, I don't know why we should build a house on it. It's really, really good farmland. The other thing that I'm worried about, and I've talked to my neighbor there, is if you look at it, I think there's tile that go through there. So where's the water going to run off? We put a house there, what happens then? The other thing, I guess, I don't know why we're here, because planning and zoning, all 4 of them said no. So I guess I don't know why we take this to the supervisors. You guys go on their recommendation. They said no. Why are we here even today? I don't understand that. I guess the other thing I don't understand, because a lot of the rules state you got to own 40 acres to do this. But I guess if there's exceptions, you can do that in Blackhawk County is what I've been told. I don't know why we're giving exceptions here. If these are the rules, this is what it should be. But I'm worried what's going to happen. We put a house there. If we got water runoff and stuff, what's going to happen with it? That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Any further comments by anyone? State your name and address.
Jim Feckheather, 7634 North Ordway Road, Dunkerton, Iowa, northwest of Dunkerton. I own the property to the north and east of Artemenko's, 5-acre building site there on an existing Willard Frost farm. I farm on both sides of the road and down the road, and quite a bit of land in that region. So I have no personal vendetta against Bob Artemenko. I farm my whole life. I see plenty of properties in Blackhawk County that are not being taken care of out in farm country. I don't need another one. And like Rick Kaiser stated, for us to grow premium crops, we need to drain the land. You can't see it in this photo here, but that slopes all to the south. So believe me, that farm will need tiled at some point. 99 CSR ground needs to be in farm ground, not houses. So that's my opinion on that. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Where I wanted to build the house was right up where the arrow comes down where it says rezone. That's at the top of a hill right there. That is not going to affect their tile at all right there. The tile comes down and goes down where the red line is. It'd be to the west. And that's where a tile line comes down through there. That is not going to affect their property at all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm assuming, Seth, it was unanimous for the same reasons. I was going to say just making an exception that this is high-quality farm ground.
I have a motion on the floor to close the hearing after all written comments have been received and placed on file. All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. This is a resolution to suspend the rules requiring the Board of Supervisors to consider and vote on the proposed ordinance at 2 prior meetings.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? This resolution, please answer as your name is called.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Jelka,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. Next is an ordinance adoption that the ordinance amending ordinance number 36 is amended the Blackhawk County, Iowa Agricultural Preservation zoning ordinance adopted February 2nd, 1999 by adding subsection number 269 to section 6B, rezoning certain property as described in the above request submitted by Robert Artemico, and to consider the same for adoption if adopted would be known as ordinance number 77-269.
And just for clarification on the yes/no vote, because it was unanimously denied,
I think we need all four,
we need all four.
Yep.
Yeah, just for yes.
because there's got to be a super majority due to the fact that it was denied. You can talk about, percentages and things like that, but the bottom line, it's got to be more than a simple majority. And that's four.
So we have to vote no.
We have to vote no to support the denied.
depends on what the motion is.
Yeah, it depends on how the motion is worded exactly.
I will make a motion to deny.
To support the,
I have a motion on the floor to deny. Do I have a second?
So I'm supporting the P&Z's
let's see,
decision.
second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
So we have to vote in the affirmative, since I made a motion to deny.
Correct.
Now we vote support, yes.
Thank you.
That's the part, yeah, that's true.
This resolution, please answer as your name is called.
Trelka,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. Next is a 907 hearing on the proposed amendment to ordinance section 12.25.080 pertaining to the cost of rural address markers. Motion to receive and place on file proof of publication of notice of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Motion to waive the first reading as notice was published on August 15, 2022 in the Waterloo Courier in accordance with the requirements of the Code of Iowa.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. And any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Next, the motion to close the hearing after oral or written comments were received and placed on file.
So moved.
Second.
Kathy, you got the phone, or the floor.
Okay, I'll just spend a minute or two giving you a brief background, and I did this when we set the hearing. So if you recall, in 2018 of February that year, that's when this ordinance was created, and it came about because the 911 board was not willing to continue to pay for these signs out in the county for county residences. The ordinance was established that all residences, all addresses should have a 911 sign, must have a 911 sign out on the property. The costs were set at $20 for self-installation, and that would include the sign and the post. And the other option was $50 for an individual who was not able to install the sign themselves. The county would install that sign for them. I believe at that time we said that we should revisit the ordinance approximately every 5 years to take a look at the cost. Since that time, we've installed, or we've had a request, for approximately 160 signs. The vast majority of those signs are installed by county residents, so we make the sign and they come and pick it up, or else we deliver it to the nearest out shop and they pick it up and then they install it. In taking a look at our costs, earlier this year, the costs from Prison Industries, which is where we get the signs made, their costs have increased, just like everyone else's. The self-installation option now, because the signs, of course, and the posts have increased, the self-installation option is approximately $20.77 for a 4-digit sign and $25 for a 5-digit sign. So we came to the conclusion that we should increase the self-installation cost to the $25 to cover our costs. In looking at the costs that we use for the county installation, we take into account our equipment costs and our labor costs. And those costs are approximately $49 to $55 depending on the number of digits needed. for the sign. So that's why we are increasing, those costs go up to $60 for the county installed sign option. Can I answer any questions? Okay.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Seems
Have a
reasonable and
motion.
straightforward.
Yeah. I have a motion on the floor to close the hearing. Any written comments?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, thank you. Any further oral comments? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. This is a resolution to suspend the rules requiring the Board of Supervisors to consider and vote on a proposed ordinance at 2 prior meetings.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, this is a resolution. Please answer as your name is called.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Trelka,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. Next is an ordinance adoption that the ordinance amending section 12.25.080 pertaining to the cost of rural address markers, changing the cost of address markers installed by the secondary roads from $50 to $60. The cost of address markers purchased for owner installation from $20 to $25, and requiring payment in advance of pickup or installation of signs, and that the pickup of completed signs will be as directed by the county engineer's office and considered the same for adoption.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, this resolution, please answer as your name is called.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Trelka,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
White.
Yes, resolution adopted. Any reports or information from the board? I just want to give an update on a vigil that's scheduled for September 9th to the 11th. That's the 45 hours where the Vietnam vets that were killed in action or the 2 POW MIAs, we recognize them for the 45 hours, and it's open to the public. It'll start on Friday, September 9th at 3 o'clock and end at Sunday at noon, the 11th. Everyone is welcome to attend. It's a very nice ceremony. Anybody that wants to volunteer for a 3-hour shift, they can call me here at the office at 833-3078 or on my cell phone at 215-7104. Anything else to come before us today? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.